guys, welcome back to Paris. It's Camilla again, and our promised second video with Esther, who is working for My Pop-Up Store, an agency that will help you with your pop-up stores in Paris. So, first question for today, Esther, what were the best pop-up stores you have realized in Paris or maybe somewhere else? You work pretty much globally now.
Well, global is a big word, but we've made several pop-up stores in Europe.
Okay.
Europe-wide.
Okay, good.
Yeah. But we also have like partnerships with agencies in the United States, so we also able to open pop-up stores there. So the best ones. We did something for Karl Lagerfeld.
Okay.
When
check this one.
Yeah. It was the launching of his own collection with the e-shop Net-a-Porter. It was a collaboration, a partnership. We did something outside, actually, on the Saint-Germain Square. And we built
really good locations for those who don't know. This is like, it's beautiful.
It is.
It's nice.
It has all this story about the 60s and the 70s, and Karl Lagerfeld's office are just nearby.
Okay.
So we built this structure outside, which was like a window, and we also privatized. If you can say that.
Yeah.
The windows of the shop just near the square.
Wow.
So we had like interactive windows where customers could come with their smartphones or their iPads, and they could scan the images that were in the window, and I think there was some kind of contest where you can win some of the articles of the collection, or they could directly buy on the website just by scanning the window.
Okay.
And also we had this catwalk on the street around this big structure with Karl Lagerfeld himself.
Okay.
So that was a great operation.
Yeah, check it online. I've seen it yesterday. Very good. So were there any sales actually? It was like fruit that you would scan it on the
There were
window.
no products at all,
I see.
except for the catwalk, you know.
Okay.
But it was all outside, no clothes on the street, nothing.
Yeah.
It was all digital.
It was in a collaboration with Net-a-Porter, so it makes more sense that
exactly.
You make a show and you shop online. Okay.
And also it was the launching of the collection was at the same time in, I think, 5 different countries, all over in the world, included Australia, I think, at the same time. So we operated only the Parisian one, but we needed to be coordinated with all the countries, with different timing, you know, like it was at the same time, but it was like the middle of the night somewhere.
Okay.
So
wow.
That was a great operation.
Pretty cool. Okay. It was a great place, great communication, and the sales were online, so everything was taken care of.
Yeah,
that's okay.
We also did a pop-up restaurant. For the champagne brand Krug. Which is like one of the best French champagne. It's like very expensive champagne. And
you want that.
And it was on the top of a building in construction. And when I say on the top, it was really on the top, on some small space, which was the office of the workers, the architects. But it was all surrounded with glass, so you had this amazing view on Paris. And the cooking was made by a renowned chef, and every meal was served with a different champagne.
And how long did it last?
I think it was 5 days. Or like about a week.
They had to stop the construction works because of you?
No, they didn't. Like you had to go up with your,
safety helmet.
Exactly.
Okay, that's good. That's really nice.
It was beautiful. So that was another thing, and also we had a lot of communication, and the selection of the customers was made by the price of the meal, of course.
Okay.
But it was booked all the time.
Awesome, awesome. Now the very practical thing. If I'm a brand, or if I have a brand that I don't have, and I want a pop-up store, I come to your agency and I tell you guys, I need a pop-up store. How is the procedure? What shall I have ready before I approach you? How does it happen all?
So the first step, as we said earlier, is the shop itself, the space.
Okay.
So for that, you'll need to have a few things ready. You need to know where you want to be, when, for how long, what's the size of the shop you need, what's your budget.
Okay.
But with all these questions, we can help if you don't know.
Okay.
But it's best if you know your own brand and you have your story, and it will be way quicker and it will be also much more efficient.
I see, I see. So to prepare like why I want to open it, what would be the story around my concept store, my pop-up store, what would be a story about my brand, how many products do I want to fit inside, so I should have an idea about how the store should be, how big it should be, and how much money I have for it. Okay, so if this is the first meeting with you, we're going to talk about just the space, and you're going to try to find it, or how long in advance? For example, if I know I want to open it in April because I'm going to sell these beautiful bikinis that will be sustainable. Sure, guys. How long in advance shall I come to your agency to make sure that in April I have my pop-up store open in Paris?
The sooner the better.
Now tell me really the date. December? If I have
I think December is great because it means that we're done with all the clients who wants to open a pop-up store for Christmas.
Okay.
And we start the new year.
Okay.
Because 4 months is good. Yeah.
Yeah. If I come in February, that will be tough.
It will be possible.
Okay.
It will be tough. Sometimes I have clients who ask me for something the next morning, but I cannot guarantee it will work.
Okay.
I cannot guarantee I will find a space. That's why I say the sooner the better.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't mean that I'm gonna find your shop right away.
Exactly.
But every time there is an opportunity, I can call you and you can decide.
I see. I see. Okay, 4 months, guys. Don't count on the 2. Okay, count with 4 months to have everything ready, have an idea. It will be much more efficient and qualitative if you have time to prepare it, right?
And we're talking about April, but it depends when you want to open it. If you want to open it for Christmas, 6 months is better. If you want to open it for June, the same. And also be very careful about the fashion weeks, because during the fashion weeks, all of the space are rented for showrooms, for professionals, and it's much more expensive. So try to avoid this particular weeks.
Okay. So what you need to avoid in terms of pop-up store is interesting information. Okay, so we have a space. Okay, we give you all the information. You found the space. What next? Or what's going to happen with the communication? Can you help me?
Yeah, sure. We can help with the communication, with the design. With if you want to also to launch an event, like maybe a press presentation or a small cocktail or something bigger.
A big party, please.
A big party.
Champagne.
Well, that's more complicated because usually you cannot throw a party after like 9 or 10, depending of the buildings you're in.
I see. Okay. Small party, but champagne. Okay.
But champagne, definitely.
Okay, very good. So, yeah, in terms of the design of the store, what do I have to have ready for you, and what can you provide?
We can provide everything. Like
you can design it for me. I'll tell you I have a shampoo, and you will make a store.
Sure, but you need to know what you want.
Because
we cannot decide for you. So we will brainstorm and work with the identity of your brand.
On the other hand, if for example I have a very precise idea that I will take some old upcycled stuff, bring it to the store, it's okay. Like you will just find a space for me, help me with communication, I can do whatever I want inside.
Sure. You don't have to like
they're so
ask
flexible.
us for everything. Most of the pop-up store we only help with the shop.
Okay.
Finding the shop.
Okay.
But if you need to, we can do everything until like the management of the store itself by recruiting the
sales force,
the team, yeah, the sales force, by managing them, by providing the tools you'll need, and being there every day and taking care of every small details like. Oh, the kid's not working today, like, or we've been rubbed tonight, the night before.
Yeah, you're dealing with it.
Yeah, we do. Like, there is so many things when you're operating a store you don't think about. So that's one thing we can do. It's just take care of everything for you.
Now the question you're all waiting for, or more for the answer. How much does it cost, Esther?
Well, it's a tough question to answer. Because, well, it depends, of course, what you need. If we're only talking about the space, it can start, if you work with us or with any kind of agency, it's difficult to find something cheaper than, let's say, 300 or 400 euros a day.
A day?
A day.
Like this is just the rent?
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay. I will open my pop-up store for 2 days and I'm broke. Okay. Oh my god.
And yeah, well, the longest you stay on the space, the cheapest it is.
Okay.
But 300 euros a day is already kind of cheap. It's difficult to find less than that. But maybe if you look by yourself, you can find something.
Okay.
But with an agency, it's difficult because we're trying to work only with like very good shops on very good streets.
Okay.
And that starts from, let's say, 800 euros a day maybe.
Wow.
So yeah, it's kind of a lot of money.
Okay.
So
you have to count with Salesforce there, so you have to pay somebody.
or you can be there yourself.
Oh yeah, you can be there yourself. I was also thinking about you need a merchandise, you need like your goods, your collection to bring it there. It has to be there, so you have to have even like you have money in the collection or in the goods itself. Okay. What else? We have the design of the store, which really depends on what you want.
It all depends on your budget. If you don't have a big budget, just find a good space, and even if it's like very simple, basic inside, it's better to put the money on the good localization, better than putting the money on the design.
Okay. Okay.
Or on the team.
And would you have an idea about a budget? If you would take like one pop-up store that you did maybe for like an example of a budget of a client that in general you operate with. Can you give me a number for a pop-up store maybe for 2 months?
Everything? You mean for the shop and for the design? Yeah, well, I guess it's a few 100,000 euros.
Few 100,000 euros. Oh my god, I'm staying with pop-up stores in Prague, guys. Let's open another table in some with it. Wow, wow.
To have a very good localization in Paris, I'm talking in Paris because of course it's different somewhere in other cities, but to have a very good space in a crowded street for, let's say, 1 month, you have to count about maybe 5,000 to 10,000 euros. Okay.
So on the other hand, if you have a great product and you can really, you count to sell there because you have a great great location, you have a great partner to do your pop-up store. So is there really a return on investment on these things? Your clients are, I guess, happy about the campaigns that they have done, that the pop-up store really brings visibility, brings sales. It's a really good tool to get your message out there, right? So does it work in terms of sales?
We haven't talked about the different kind of pop-up stores, but it really depends on that.
Okay.
What's your goal from the beginning? Was it to sell?
Okay.
Was it to communicate? Like for a lot of brands, like big brands, a pop-up store, it's a way to advertise, but it's way cheaper than an ad campaign.
Yeah.
You know, an ad campaign on the underground can be several millions of euros.
Okay.
A pop-up store will be a few 100,000.
Okay.
So it will have the same impact because it will, like, even if you push the communication, it will naturally push it itself, because all of the journalists will be interested in writing the articles about that.
And you make the party with the champagne.
Exactly.
A little present for the press. We talked about it in the workshop last week. Good.
Exactly. So it really depends what is your goal. If you're a small brand and your goal is to sell, well, the location is very important and the timing too, but it can work. I don't say it will always work. It depends how it's done, and it depends also of a lot of different things.
It's all the marketing mix you have, guys. So yeah.
For example, we have a lot of pop-up stores open right now, and it's a very good timing of the year. But we had the attacks in Paris like 10 days ago, and there's nothing we can do about that. People don't want to go shopping now, so unfortunately things like that can happen, and you can
impact your business big time.
Yeah.
Okay. Now thank you very much, Esther. I think this is it. If you have some more questions, guys, shoot it in the comments. Let us know. If it's something really important, I will come and meet Esther again and ask her some more questions. We will somehow stay in touch. If you want a pop-up store in Paris, you can contact directly the agency. The link is below. I am sending you best regards from Paris, Esther as well.
Bye.
Bye.